You have never worn a uniform that changed who you are. Or maybe you have and you just didn't notice. Put on a badge, a lab coat, a referee's stripes, and something in you shifts. Your posture changes. Your voice gets firmer. But the real answer is far stranger than a costume change. It reaches into the deepest wiring of your brain, the part that decides, in seconds, whether you are a guard or a prisoner. In 1971, a psychologist named Philip Zimbardo built a fake prison in the basement of Stanford University. He picked ordinary college students. Healthy. Stable. No history of violence. He flipped a coin. Half became guards. Half became prisoners. Nobody trained them to be cruel. Nobody told the guards to punish anyone. Within 2 days, the guards escalated on their own. They stripped prisoners of names, replacing them with numbers. They forced push-ups. They took away mattresses. They didn't do this because they were bad people. They did it because a role had been handed to them, and their minds filled in the rest. The experiment was supposed to run 2 weeks. Zimbardo shut it down after 6 days. One guard later said he felt sick watching the footage back, like he was watching a stranger. Why does this happen so fast? Your brain is built to read situations, not just people. A researcher named Stanley Milgram found something just as unsettling a decade earlier. He asked ordinary volunteers to deliver what they believed were painful electric shocks to another person, simply because a man in a lab coat told them to continue. Most of them did, not because they wanted to hurt anyone, because obedience to authority is older than your ability to question it. Here is the part that should unsettle you. You are doing a version of this right now. Every group you belong to hands you a script. Employee, customer. Fan. Stranger, online. You slip into each one without noticing the switch. Psychologist Solomon Asch showed decades ago that people will deny what their own eyes tell them, just to match the group around them. Not because they are weak, because your brain treats belonging as survival, and survival always wins first. So the guards in that basement weren't a strange breed of human. They were you, wearing a different label. Swap the coin flip, and you become the prisoner instead, and something else happens. You start believing you deserve less. You stop resisting rules that make no sense. The role writes itself onto you either way. Modern life stages this experiment daily, just quieter. Notice how differently you act in a job interview than at home. Notice how a title on a name badge changes how strangers speak to you and how you speak back. Notice how quickly a crowd can turn kind or cruel, and how rarely any single person in that crowd chose it alone. This isn't a flaw in you. It is a feature that once kept small tribes alive, when knowing your role in the group meant the difference between eating and starving. The trouble is, that same feature doesn't know the difference between a hunting party and an office hierarchy, a real prison and a fake one built in a basement for a psychology paper. So tonight, when you put on whatever role tomorrow requires, pause for 1 second before you do. Ask which parts of you the role is about to write, and which parts belong only to you. Because you were never just wearing a costume. The costume was quietly wearing you back.